Hi, I'm Linda, and this is No Frills ASMR. I realized that I don't think I ever made a video about the NHL hockey conferences. And if I did, then I'm doing it again because I don't remember. So today we are talking about the NHL, which is the National Hockey League. I'm slightly concerned I'm going to spell league wrong, but I got it. National Hockey League. And today for props, I found everything I have. Somewhere I have a hockey puck, but I couldn't find it. But I have my Red Wings baseball cap, because I'm from Detroit originally. And then I have a Canucks sticker that somebody handed me when I was in Vancouver during the playoffs one time. So that's just for fun. Okay, so what we have with hockey, and I'm no expert, I just kind of learned this within the last hour, and I'm going to share it with you as best I can. But there are two conferences. So we have the Eastern Conference, and we have the Western Conference. And then each conference, the Eastern and the Western, has two divisions. So there are four divisions. So let's start. We'll put this up here and we'll set the Western aside for a moment. We'll start with the Eastern Conference and the Atlantic. This piece of paper wants to move on me. Division. Okay, so this is called the Atlantic Division in the Eastern Conference. Now, there are 32 teams total. So, all right. So we'll write the names. I'm trying to decide if I can fit them going this way. Maybe. All right, so we have the Boston Bruins. We have the Buffalo Sabres. Hold on, let me try my other pen. This one feels like, soft or something. And then, of course, we have the Detroit Red Wings, which is what my hat here is, and it's got a Detroit wheel on it with the wings. Love it. We have the Florida Panthers. We have the Montreal Canadiens. Uh-oh, am I going to be able to fit this? Canadiens. Just barely. And then the Ottawa Senators. Something just dawned on me that kind of different from the National Football League, the NFL, is that the National Hockey League, and I mean, I've known this forever because in Detroit you'd play the Maple Leafs all the time, but that they are international. But the National Football League isn't. But it seems like they're trying to change that now that they're doing all these international games. But they're not playing any in Canada, are they? I can't think of any. And then there's the Tampa Bay Lightning. Can I fit the word lightning there? I may have to go underneath. Light. I just want to make sure I have room for everything. Lightning. And, of course, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay, so there are our Atlantic Division teams from the Eastern Conference. If you have a favorite team, let me know. I haven't been following hockey because I've realized it's super hard for me to watch where I am without having cable, which is a bummer. Okay, so in the Atlantic Division, we have Boston Bruins, Ottawa Senators, Montreal Canadiens, Buffalo Sabres, Florida Panthers, Detroit Red Wings, Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, also in the Eastern Conference, in the Eastern Conference is the the Metropolitan Division as part of the Eastern Conference. Okay. Metropolitan, I think that's how you spell that. Division. Okay. So, this will also have 8 teams. I'll save this for when I need to write another division. All right. So in the Metropolitan Division, can you guys name the 8 teams? Carolina Hurricanes. Oh, come on. Can I fit it? Canes. Got it. The Columbus Blue Jackets. The New Jersey Devils. We have the New York Islanders. Oh, just made it. We have the New York Rangers. New York Rangers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 3 more. The Philadelphia Flyers, who have my favorite mascot in all of the world. I think that guy's cool. The Pittsburgh Penguins. Do you guys watch The Pit, the TV show at the hospital in Pittsburgh? Oh my god, it's so good. I haven't started the new season, so don't tell me what happens. I'm rewatching the first season right now because I like to do that. So, Washington Capitals. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So, the Carolina Hurricanes, the Columbus Blue Jackets, New Jersey Devils, the New York Islanders, the New York Rangers, the Philadelphia Flyers, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Washington Capitals. scooch these all over here. Maybe we should even put them away for now. I don't know. So now we'll do the Western Conference. So each division will have 8 teams. So we'll get a total of 32. So in the Western Conference, there is the Central Division. All right, we'll just do that first, I guess. So we have to come up with the 8 teams from the Western Conference Central Division. And they really are geographical, so you can kind of think of it that way if it helps your memory. All right, so we have the Chicago Blackhawks. Oh, come on, Lindy, fit it. Just fit. That's what she said. And then the Colorado Avalanche. Avalanche, yep. And then the Dallas Stars, who I feel like I've never seen play in my life. I don't think. Some of these teams, are they new? Because I don't even. But I haven't watched hockey in years, honestly. The Minnesota Wild. I feel like the teams that I remember the most, and maybe it's because I grew up in Detroit, and so, like, I remember the Canadiens and the Maple Leafs and the Bruins, I suppose, the Penguins, the Flyers. I don't know if I remember the Flyers. Anyway, whatever. Okay. We have the Nashville Predators. I should have probably given myself more room to write. The St. Louis Blues. The St. Louis Blues. That's a cool name for a team, isn't it? Okay, and then there's a team that was the Arizona Coyotes, but they moved to Utah, and from my understanding, they're now called the Utah Mammoths. And if I'm wrong about that, I'm sorry. I think that's right. And then the Winnipeg Jets. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is the National Hockey League Western Conference Central Division. So in the Central, we have Chicago Blackhawks, Utah Mammoths, St. Louis Blues, Colorado Avalanche, Nashville Predators, Winnipeg Jets, Dallas Stars, and Minnesota Wild. Wild. Okay, I want to cut this a little bit. It's bugging me right now. Oops, not that much. Just so it fits right there. Okay, so we have Atlantic Division, Metropolitan Division, Central Division, and last but not least, the Pacific Division. So now we're way over on the West Coast. All those teams. Pacific Division. And I believe this is where we'll find my Vancouver Canucks team. Okay. Get a new piece of paper. So here you have the... I have to concentrate while I write this word. Anaheim Ducks. The Mighty Ducks. The Calgary. Calgary, I'm not a good speller, Flames. The Edmonton, I remember this team being around forever. The Edmonton Oilers. The Los Angeles Kings. LA Kings. The San Jose. Do you know the way to San Jose? Sharks. Sharks. And then the Seattle. I like this. I think this is cute. Seattle Kraken. The Vancouver Canucks. Now, growing up in Detroit, we used to call Canadians Canucks. And I think it was from that show, SCTV. I feel like they said that. But I always thought it was sort of a slur or something. Not a slur, but you know what I mean? Like, I remember when I first saw that team name, I was like, really? They called themselves Canucks? Okay. But maybe it never was. I don't know. Vegas, Golden Knights. Las Vegas Golden Knights. Golden Knights. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So there are the teams. You have the Anaheim Ducks, the Calgary Flames, Edmonton Oilers, the Los Angeles Kings, San Jose Sharks, Seattle Kraken, Vancouver Canucks, and the Vegas Golden Knights. Okay, so there are our 2 conferences, 4 divisions. Each division has 8 teams, so 32 teams altogether. Each, and this is kind of crazy when you think about like what football teams play compared to hockey. Hockey's got to be the hardest sport, I think. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's soccer. I don't know. I don't know if it is, but it seems like it. But each team plays 82 games. And they don't play like every other team the same amount of times. So if you're in the same division, you're going to play them more often, I think. And they're just like more important games. So I think you play them more often than like cross division. Is that right? I'm pretty sure that's right. And then you play a fair amount between your conference rivals. So this would happen more than like across. And I don't know if there's a formula or not. I'm not really sure. But you play at least 2 games against every team in the other conference. So I guess going across this way. So they'd play at least 2 games. They'd play at least 2 games. They'd play at least 2 games. Do you think that means this way too? I guess you'd play 2 games against everybody, but then you might play like 4 games against them or something. I don't know. I couldn't quite figure it out. But the way they score hockey is if you win a game, then you get 2 points. I hope this is right. If you go into overtime or you do a shootout with a loss, then you get 1 point. So I think like, okay, let's say 2 teams go to a shootout, which means the normal play time is over. And then what they do, and I went to a game where it was just the most exciting thing. But anyway, and then there's a shootout. Then one team who wins the shootout gets a 2 point, but the other team who went to the shootout but lost, they still get 1 point for making it that far. I think that's right. Okay. And then if you have a loss, that's 0 points. So it's a point system for the whole season. And then in the playoffs, you have, I'm going to have to move you guys over. Okay. So playoffs, you end up with 16 teams. And playoffs can take a while, and they're all time different. And the reason is, okay, so you have the top 3 teams from each division. So that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 2 wild cards. 13, 14. What am I missing? There's 16 teams. Wait a minute. Oh, no. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. No. Okay. So you have, I know what it is. You have 3 from each. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then from each conference, 13, 14, 15, 16. You have 2 from each conference as wild cards. And that's the 16 teams in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure I was right. So then you have division matchups. And this is every playoff matchup is the best of 7. So you play 7 up to 7 games. Now, if one team wins 4, then it's over. They've won. But you could go up to 7 games, and a lot of times they do. But that's why the timing can be different for the Stanley Cup. It's not like a set day, because if all the teams go to 7, which never happens, then it would take longer. So whichever team gets to 4 first will advance. Did that make sense? I hope so. So you'd have like rounds, so because you have 3, you have round 1, you have round 2, you have round 3. Okay, let's just play a game here. Let's pick 3 teams. 1, 2, 3. I just randomly picked 3 teams, okay? These guys are all out. They didn't do so good this season. Well, no, because we're going to pick a wild card. Hold on. So then on this, we'll pick 1. Oops, I bent that one. 2, 3. Okay. And we'll have a wild card here, too. Hold on. Here, we'll do 1. For some reason, whenever I see that, this is terrible. I apologize in advance for saying this. I always think Nashville sexual predators. I don't know why. Sorry. Okay. Sometimes I should keep my thoughts to myself. All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I picked my Vancouver Canucks sticker. Okay. And then, so what did we say? We have 1 wild card from each of these? Okay. So we'll just pick 1 wild card from each of these. Now let's make sure. So that's 4, 8, 12, 16, right? Okay. So round 1 of the playoffs is these 2 teams play each other, and these 2 teams, and these 2, 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 and these 2. So the best of 7 games wins, right? So let's say we get rid of, those 2, those 2, those 2. Okay, so that's round 1. And then they move on to round 2. And again, it's best of 7. So they go, and this team goes to the very last game, and the Bruins win, and these 2, the Pittsburgh wins in 4, and this one, the Colorado Avalanche, clinches it. The Canucks, I've got it. I did pick the Canucks. Okay, so then you go to the conference finals. Conference finals. So here you have the Eastern Conference. So now you're going to have the Bruins versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. And in the Western Conference, you have the Avalanche versus the Canucks. So they're going to go and fight it out, and we will randomly pick one. Da, 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 da. I should have done the whole thing random. Closing my eyes, closing my eyes, closing my eyes. Although I have to admit, I know who's who here. No, I didn't actually. Okay, and then we'll do these. Randomly picking one, closing my eyes. Don't know who it's gonna be. Picking Colorado Avalanche. Okay, so now these two are the Stanley Cup finals. I did do a video on the Stanley Cup because I remember I made a Stanley Cup. So then they play 7 games, and whoever wins their 7 games wins the Stanley Cup. So we will put these in the hat. We will shake them around, and I will blindly pick one. And it is the Boston Bruins are the winners of the Stanley Cup. So there you go. And then you have your Stanley Cup champ. All right. I think that's all right. Okay, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I will talk to you later. Later, Gator. All right. So the Bruins go into this division. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then Metropolitan, we have 1, 2. That doesn't belong there. Wait, whoops. Wait, I messed something up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not that. Maybe that. Maybe that. Hold on. Metropolitan would be the, wait a minute. Do we have the Washington Capitals? Hey, where'd the Washington Capitals go? Are they in here? Oh, here they are. Okay. I think that's right. So, Central. I think we'd have Vegas, yeah. St. Louis, Nashville. This feels Pacific, right? Seattle. Where are the other ones? Colorado, yeah. Yeah, Dallas, Chicago, yeah. Minnesota would be here. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Utah would be here. That's 8. Seattle and Winnipeg. No, where does Winnipeg go? Winnipeg goes over here. Something's wrong here. Hold on. Let me think. Vegas. You go here. Okay. Vegas, Seattle. I feel like I have too many teams. Vancouver is definitely here. Los Angeles, yes. Edmonton, yes. Anaheim, yes. San Jose,